Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to some more OP replays. And today we have two battles for you today. One in tier 8, and this one, which is the VK 9001P, driven by Kajung. We're just going to call him Jung. So Castilla. Now, he holds this really well. I always talk about Castilla being a good map, a really good map, depending on what your team do and depending on what the enemy team do. Now, you can get yourself into one of the most OP positions, but if the enemy are not there, then there's nothing really you can do. Now, holding this hill here on the heavy side is a must, but that is only if your medium teams go to the right side. So at the minute, it's looking really good. Half of his team have sort of gone to the medium side there, and the other half are just not moving. But he has gone to this heavy side, so he is going to hold this heavy side. But straight up, he spots the tank where what he pretty much doesn't really want to spot. Now, he does have the E100 with him, albeit the E100 is using the stock gun, and he has got no camouflage. So automatically, we are going to think he is a complete and utter noob. Yes, we are. So at the moment, he is looking, he's got nothing to shoot at. His medium tanks are sort of dealing with the medium tanks up there, and now there is a Kranwagen holding there with them. He is going to make a push, because that means the heavies probably are not going to be here. That could mean the Death Star could be on his own. So he's actually telling the E100, like, E100, come on, let's go. I know that there is a Death Star here. Push with me and let's take him out a lot quicker. Now the mouse has been spotted by the spawn area. That is another heavy tank out of the race here. So he's do you know what, I don't even know what this Death Star is doing. Like, he's full hit points, right? 2,597 base XP. He's taken a couple of shots there from the Death Star. The Death Star is just not shooting. Like, he's trying to focus, and you can see he's wiggling, like he's going backwards and forward, which is the right move to make. Like, don't ever just sit still, especially when there is a Death Star looking at you. But he has literally torn this Death Star a new arsehole. Like, literally, what is this Death Star doing? I have no idea. I have no freaking idea what this guy is doing. Oh, he actually does some damage. Wow, 114 HE damage. So that's nothing. He's just got nearly 2,000 damage, and he's taken pretty much nothing in return, which is very ideal, because now there is a T-57 coming his way. So he's going to deal with him. You can see him side scraping. The VK90 is a great tank for side scraping. It's an underrated tank. It really is an underrated tank. It didn't used to be really good when it first came into the game during test, but now, like, it's a fantastic tank. Absolutely fantastic tank. So he's dealing with this T-57, still yet to take much hit points. I mean, he's taken the 100 from the Death Star, and he's now got this T-57 down to a one shot. But he has just taken a nasty shot, which I'm assuming is from the grill from behind. So he's going to change his location. You can see, excuse me for that, you can see that he's up to 4.2k damage. He's basically taken two tanks out all on his own, but the other tanks, God knows where the E100 went. God knows where he went. So the mouse is there. The mouse is now taken out the grill. He knows that there is a grill behind him, so he's just going to wait, and he's going to deal with these tanks that were dealing with his team, because they wasn't looking at him. But now he actually finds himself on his own, and that was a lovely shot into that mouse. Brings him down to a one shot. But he is aware that the grill was around this area, but does he push to the right? Now, in this situation, I would probably push to the right towards the grill, because at the minute, he is waiting. By the time the grill gets here, then the Kranwagen and the mouse could actually be here at the same time. But he's just backing up, and he actually wants to take out this mouse before the grill gets there. But unfortunately for him, can't quite do it yet. So he is now going to search for this grill. Where is he? Where is the grill? I mean, he got a shot earlier. They should all be rushing him. There's 3 of them. One of them decides to go to the cap. He does take a track shot there from the grill, but he does get a nice HE shot. And now he just wants to push him. You can see him pushing. He wants to get out the line of fire, which is great awareness. Absolutely great awareness. You can see him looking behind. Is there any danger? No. Easy, and he takes out the grill, no problem whatsoever. I mean, this could go into the world of dummies, but I just think like he played it so well. He plays the game so well. Yes, he is against quite a few dummies, but I don't want to take that away from him because he does a fantastic job. He goes for the right targets. He angles really, really well, which effectively gets all the bounces, and he's also now up to 7.4k damage. He's on 3 kills. The mouse is a 1-shot. The Kranvagen is a 2-shot. Can he take out this mouse? Again, a lovely shot there into the cheeks of the mouse. It now brings it down to a 1 versus 1. But he does still need to be very, very careful. If this Kranvagen has the 3 shells, he can actually clip this VK out. If he can just bounce 1, then he should easily be able to out DPM him. It's only going to take 2 shells, and the Kranvagen will need effectively 4 shells if he bounces. If he can get 1 bounce, then the Kranvagen is going to need sort of 4 shells. So he'll be able to reload another shell in between that time. But he's not taking any risk, which he's fighting till the end. I mean, he's going to have to start doing something if he wants to win, because the time is going down and there's only 40 seconds left on the clock. So now he's going to use this mouse for protection. He does get a lovely bounce from that Kranvagen, and again, he's not taking much risk. He's still using the mouse, and just before he reloads, he does come out sideways, but he does take out the Kranvagen. Such a good battle that was. 1700 block damage, and he ends on 8,000, pretty much 8,700 damage. He makes a lovely amount of credits there as well. 136,000 credits. 5 kills, almost 2,000 XP. Just absolutely amazing gameplay there. Yes, he did come up against some newbies, but he still played it really, really well. Now, no skill, just Predator. Now, look who we have in his game, and that is why I thought I would showcase this game. Again, this could be in the world of dummies, not just because of this moron here, D-Steves, the infamous D-Steves, but the enemy team are just like so bad. But I wanted to put it in OP replays just because of the fact that he's got D-Steves on his team. D-Steves is known to block people, and considering he's blocking people, he still manages to do a fantastic game. You can see there, D-Steves straight up to the SP1C. Now, not being funny, D-Steves, not being funny, but if you're going to block a tank, maybe you should block the best tank on the team, which is probably this Emil 1, sorry. What good is blocking an SP1C? Because the SP1C is not going to really do too much. It's not dangerous in tier 8, so blocking the worst tank in the team, yeah, big brain there. I would be, if it was me, I would be blocking the best tank in the team, and that probably is the Emil 1. So there goes D-Steves, there goes the SP1C. So a minute gone, and they already find themselves 2 tanks down. Now for the rest of the game, D-Steves is going to literally just completely spam as he does, but we're not going to pay attention to him no more. We're going to pay attention to no skill in his Emil 1, because he does a great job. The Emil 1 probably it got nerfed. It did get nerfed, but I think it needs a bigger nerf, to be honest. I do think these tanks need a bit of a turret nerf, because the turrets, in my opinion, are just too goddamn strong. Coming up against them, hold down, it's such a pain. It really is a pain to deal with. But you know what? I've had so many replays come in from the Emil 1. Most of them are actually really good games. 6k plus, you know, just actually really good games, and it just showcases how good this tank can actually be. So moving back to the battle, there is 4 tanks left on his team against 6. Now he's taken a little bit of damage, but he has also blocked 600 damage in the meantime. Now he's going to drop down to deal with this IS-2 Pravda. Yeah, the IS-2 Pravda is not the best tank in the world, but it does have that 400 alpha, and when you're sort of losing in the game at this point, it can take a big chunk of health from you. But, you know, he's just bouncing everything. His team are dying around him, and it's a 3 versus 6. It's a 3 versus 6. Now, this tank, as I've said, this tank is kind of OP, but when it's in a situation where you've lost half of your hit points, you're up against another Emil 1 on the enemy team, there is no way you should be coming close to winning this game. Now, it's still a 3 versus 5. There's another Emil 1 on the enemy team there who is a one-shot, so he's going to focus him. Right choice, but there goes one of his teammates. It is now a 2 versus 4. A 2 versus 4. D-Steves just hasn't stopped talking, as he does. I don't know why he's not banned. I know, I've spoke to Wargaming about it. So many people have sent replays, and I've kind of got bored of actually showing it. And this replay, I'm not actually showing this for him. I'm showing it for our player No Skill right now, because he just does a fantastic job, even though there is a troll in his team. So he's now fully reloaded, and that was unfortunate. I mean, look at that armor profile. That's just like, yeah. Of course, like in that kind of position, even the top there, even the top is really troll. It's a 2 versus 4. He's now a 2-shot. Is this Emil gonna get the shot off? No. And there goes the T28 on his team. So now it's a 1 versus 4. He's on a 10-second reload. And this is the part that could actually go into the world of dummies, because God, like, no matter what tank you are, no matter how good the tank is, when you are a 1-shot against 4 tanks, there is no way you should be winning. No way. He manages to take out the Emil 1 to bring it down to a 1 versus 3, but he is on a massive reload against these tanks. These tanks should literally just be pushing him. Yes, one of them might die, but these tanks should just be pushing him. The SU-101 comes behind the IS-2 Prav that doesn't want to push. He misses his shot, so he's now going to focus the SU-101. Bounces his shot, which is just a shame. He's got 1 shell left, and he does just manage to clear him. God knows what this Type 62 is doing. Why not get behind? He's on a like 20-second reload, and this Type 62 just wants to sit in front of him, whilst the IS-2 Pravda just flanks. It should be the other way round. It should be the other way round. The IS-2 Pravda should be the one taking the shot. But, you know, he's going to go for the IS-2 because this Type 62 just cannot pen him. He cannot pen him. He should be switching to heat. If he switches to heat, he would easily be able to pen his bottom plate. Again, he is on a massive reload. 2,700 blocked damage. He's up to 5.2k damage. D-Steves hasn't stopped speaking, and he's actually going to get upset with this Emil because he's actually doing really well. So fair play to No Skill. Now everyone's going to say in the comments like, yeah, he was up against a noob team, but he held it really well. He kept his composure. He didn't let D-Steves bother him. There was 2 tanks down, like him, the D-Steves and the SP1C, but you know what, he's still done a fantastic job, and it's just a matter of time now before this Type 62 just decides to start pushing. But he pushes at the wrong moment. He gets the 1 shot in, and he gets that final kill. So just a good game, just a good game from him. Well done. Over nearly 3,000 block damage, 5,700 damage. Of course, he gets the steel wall and the Kolobanov, and yeah, 2 players with 0. GG, D-Steves. So thank you for watching, guys. I'm meadsy69, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye bye. With